What's up, everybody? It's Chase here, and I'm going to be going over my Arcanist DPS. So this is the build for Monomyth Reforged. If you're sticking with Velothi, then I would suggest going with the other build that I posted. So basics first. Every attribute point goes into stamina. I'm using the Shadow Mundus Stone. My food is Dubious Cameron Throne. Lycanthropy is not essential, but I would advise going with it because the buff from the side bosses in March of Sacrifices will be stronger if you're a werewolf. That's pretty much it for the active effects. I got 4,300 weapon and spell damage, 42.1% crit chance, 7,100 pen, 11k physical and spell resistance, 2,000 stamina recovery, 2,800 max stamina, 2,200 max health. My race is an orc. My class is an Arcanist. That doesn't matter. Your class can either be Arcanist, Templar, or Nightblade for this. Those are your three choices, because I'm subclassing. Alright, so the skills first. I'm using the Languid Eye Ultimate. This goes on my front bar. By the way, let me know how you guys like the new mic, because I got a new one for Christmas. Is it better, or should I switch back to the old one? So this is my Languid Eye. This is my ultimate on the front bar. This is the main one you're going to be casting. That's why it's on your front bar. And now this, Exhausting Fate Carver. And now you need the flail. The stamina morph is important because that's how you build crooks. Inspired Scholarship. And then Rune of Displacement goes on your back bar. You need every passive for this skill line. Every passive for Dawn's Wrath except for Enduring Rays, because you're not using any of those abilities. And then every passive for Assassination. So, Power of Light. This goes on your back bar and stays there. This is your Execute. This stays on your front bar. This goes on your back bar. And then this needs to be on your front bar. Relentless Focus. And then Soul Harvest is on your back bar. There you go. For two-handed, you need these two passives and then the bottom one. The other ones don't matter because you're not using a two-handed ability. You need every passive for Destruction Staff. And now, Wall of Elements, morph it to Elemental Blockade. Every passive for light, or not light armor, every passive for medium armor you need. Excavation and Scrying don't really matter. I'm just using them because this is my Scry character. Now for Sigic Order, I would advise getting this skill line to level 9, so that way you can get this passive for the damage reduction while meditating. Because you have to get to level 8 to get this skill, but you have to get to level 9 for this. And that would enhance the meditate. It'll give you damage mitigation while using it. So your meditate, this is how you will restore resources since you got low recovery. Like, say my magicka runs low, I can sit here and meditate. I did not mean to pop that potion. Okay, you have Essence of Stamina potions. Those are the ones I'm using. I forgot to say that. And now... it's taking too long. I'm going to use a dodge roll. Now it's your stamina ran out. You can meditate. It's also a heal, but I don't have anything that will drain my health. Undaunted, I'd recommend getting both of those passives. This helps because of the extra mount speed, but that's all. So if you're gonna get this, only put one in. So Pestilent Trample. This is my scribed ability. This will help you build your ultimate quicker, and I'm gonna show you how to make this in a little bit. But this will do disease damage, and each enemy hit will increase the damage by 5%, up to 20 times max, and it gives you major heroism for 10 seconds. So it'll help you build ultimate as well. Now, as I said, I'm an orc. For alchemy, I'd recommend getting medicinal use passive. You don't really need chemistry. That's up to you. Now for provisioning, I'd recommend getting Connoisseur. All of these are optional, but you need the Connoisseur one. So, my food is the dubious Cameron Throne, but if you have the recipe, which I don't, I would recommend taking the Artaeum Takeaway Broth instead. This is basically just a cheaper version of it because it's easier to get the recipe. But Artaeum Takeaway Broth, I believe the recipe is obtained from fishing in Artaeum, and I absolutely despise fishing. So now your gear. A deadly battle axe. This has precise on it. The glyph does not really matter too much. For the glyph, you can just do whatever you want. I'm using Deadly Strike battle axe. Maelstrom Perfected Inferno Staff. It does not have to be perfected if you don't feel like doing it on veteran. Archdruid Devuric Mask. And again, if you don't want to do Earthenroot Enclave on veteran because it is one of the more difficult dungeons, you can use any helmet that gives you bonus pen. Let me look. Valkens. Valken Scoria. This will give you bonus penetration. Krug from Fungal Grotto. This will even give you pen. This is by far the easiest one to get. Will this? Yep, this will. This is from Black Gem Foundry, but again, that's one of the harder dungeons. Earthen Enclave, this is the one I'm running. But you specifically need the medium helmet. Alright, looks like that's all. That's all the ones that give you extra pen. I have divines in all my gear and all of it is medium. And for the body, I have my Deadly Strike belt, but for the rest of my body pieces, I'm wearing the Griffin's Ferocity set. This comes out of Somerset. This gives you 2 lines of crit chance, 1 line of weapon and spell damage. After dealing direct damage, you gain minor force and minor expedition for 10 seconds, increasing your critical damage done by 10%, and increasing your movement speed by 15%. So I'm mainly using it for the minor force. This is the Deadly Necklace. You put infused with stamina recovery. Deadly Ring, same thing. And now Monomyth Reforged, same thing. It says while in combat and on your primary weapon, gain major force, minor berserk, and minor vulnerability. While in combat and on your secondary weapon, gain major protection, minor vitality, and minor timidity. So it's important that your battle axe is on your front bar and your staff is on your back bar, because you gotta get your damage buff on this bar to help with your beam and execute. And then the defense buffs on this bar would help pair with your meditate. So that's important which hand these go in because of the mythic item that I'm running. But again, if you don't want to use the build with this mythic, I would recommend checking out the other one that I posted first, which has Velothi instead. Now, champion points. So, Gifted Rider and War Mount. I do recommend these because they are helpful, but they're not 100% essential. They're just helpful. This one is helpful too, and so is this one. This one you need to max out. Same with Solar Reverser and Steadfast Enchantment, Rationer, Liquid Efficiency, Steed's Blessing, Sustaining Shadows, and Professional Upkeep. All those need to be maxed out. You need Backstabber and Reaving Blows. And then Deadly Aim and Master at Arms. You need to max out all of these. Max out that one. Blessed. Now come in here, max out Quick Recovery, and then Hardy, Preparation, and Elemental Aegis. Max out Boundless Vitality right here. Spirit Mastery. Now this is your flex spot. If you're going for a no death run, then I would put on Rejuvenation instead of Spirit Mastery. Otherwise, always go for Spirit Mastery. You need Bloody Renewal and Siphoning Spells. Bastion is kind of helpful too, because you get increased damage done to shielded enemies. But that's only useful if you're fighting shielded enemies. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to make it. So, you need Trample, Disease Damage, Warrior's Opportunity, and Heroism. That's how you would make this. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and oh wait a minute, I gotta show you the skill rotation, never mind. Never mind, sorry. That was my bad. So, Rune of Displacement first. Heavy attack, which applies a fire dot. Make sure your light attack weaving, so that way you can generate ultimate. By the way, do not call me out for the parse, because I do not have one of those trial dummies that people use. This is the only one I got. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I hope this build helps you out. And by the way, like I said, let me know how the microphone is, because I got a new one. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.